Hello everyone. It's relaxing. Sounds 92 here. And today I have some empty packaging to go through with you. So let's just get started with that. As you can see, I bought this for $5.99 at Kruidvat quite a while ago. It's 400 ml, so it's a pretty big one. It says that you can use it on both your body and your face. And I thought this was a nice kind of multi-purpose kind of cream. In winter, my husband sometimes gets very dry skin in his face, and he doesn't like use a moisturizer every day. He only uses it when he notices that it's really dry, and then he likes something a bit more neutral. So there is some perfume in here, but it's pretty mild. Especially compared to other creams that I have, like body butters from the Body Shop or Rituals. That, like, the whole appeal of that kind of stuff is that they smell nice. And I'm not always in the mood for that, so I do like it if I can put on a cream quickly that's not like a lot of fuzz or not very fancy or whatever. So this was an impulse buy at the time. I had a different multi-purpose cream before this, I think from Dove, and that one was almost or already completely empty. And then I was at Kruidvat, which is like a Dutch drugstore, for something else, and this one was like a checkout. And you know, €6 for a big pot like this isn't bad. And well, we took our time finishing this one, because if you use it for your face like my husband, then 400 milliliters is a lot. So after we finished this one, I did get a new one, but I got one that was like half the size of this one, because obviously we always do have the issue of it getting bad, which is very possible, especially when it's warm in your home, and it's pretty warm here in summer, so it's pretty warm in here now as well. So even though I really like to have quite a bit of variety in what I can choose to put on, I do have to be a little bit careful about how many body butters I have open in my house at the same time. Okay, so that was this one. Let's move on to the next one. is this one. And I am wondering if I might have had a roller in the previous one, but I didn't check that before I grabbed the stuff for this one. I really like this one, and the one I'm using now is almost empty, so I'm looking to buy a new one, and I can't find it anywhere anymore. It seems to be discontinued, at least here in Austria. Boo. It's always when you find, like when you dupe something a favorite, that's when it gets pulled out of the stores. I think this was the most expensive, like, roller you could buy from Nivea. And the 95% natural of origin is not really the thing that pulled me in, because that's just a marketing term. Like cyanide is natural, snake poison venom, not poison, snake venom is natural. That doesn't mean it's good for you. But I did notice that this did not seem to stain my clothes, in contrast to their line that claims that it doesn't stain your clothes, which it absolutely does. And another big reason that I really liked this line is that the spray of this one, which will be in this video later, is not a pressurized can. It's just a bottle with a spray top. So the next time I'm in the Netherlands, I'm gonna see if I can find it there. Because something that's kind of funny, there was a body lotion from Garnier that I really loved as a student, and then it got discontinued, and then I found it again when I moved here. It was still sold in stores here, but apparently not selling well in the Netherlands, so then it gets pulled there, but then you can still find it in other places. So never give up entirely when you notice something's gone. It might still be sold elsewhere. So next I have a little cute box, and this is beauty packaging, but it's not like a cosmetic product. There were a pair of earrings in here, as you can see. And if you watch all of my videos, then you've even seen the earrings, because they were the cute little birds that you could see in my recent video about what was in my jewelry box. Made by Daphne. The box sounds a little harsh, I have to say. I don't have a lot to say about the earrings other than that they're really cute and they're really unique, different pair from all my others, so it was a nice addition to the collection. I already had most of it is silver, colored, almost like real silver, and almost all of it is nature inspired. I don't really like the nail polish I'm wearing right now. It looks really nice and shiny on camera. Though my camera seems to have a hard time focusing on it. I swear guys, I'm not sponsored by Nivea. I just like a few of the products. I mean, it's also just easily available, like you can buy it everywhere. That's definitely a factor. But I think it's affordable and there's quite a bit of stuff that, well, is what I'm looking for. This is Nivea Soft. It's a very nice light cream. It like gets in your skin after you apply it super duper quickly. So I always have this around. So the day cream that I have now is a bit more heavy duty, like it's quite a bit more thick and oily, greasy, I don't know. And this one's always very light. So I'm sure this has been featured in more than one video in this series before, but this is really a staple of mine. This is probably the product that I have bought the most. After I finish it, I just buy another one. And like I've always bought deodorant, for example, but I keep changing which one I buy because you have so many options and I'm never completely happy. And then I was completely happy and now they get rid of it, so now I have to go searching again. lots of products that you can buy in the Netherlands will have both Dutch and French on it, because then it can be sold in both the Netherlands and in Belgium. And in Belgium you have two different regions, one where there's a form of Dutch spoken, like it is largely interchangeable, but you can actually have, as a Dutch person, you can have miscommunication with a Flemish person over what they're saying, or what we're saying for that matter. So there are some words in French that you can easily like learn, because it's the organization of the information is the same in both languages. So if I see gezicht here, that means face. Above here you can see visage, so that means face in French. And then you have corps and lichaam and main, handen. I don't know. I've always had trouble which of the letters you're allowed to say, which you have to say like out loud at the end. Like for instance, if a word ends at just a T, you're not supposed to pronounce the T, I think. But if it has an E behind it, you can say the T, but not the E. So that would mean this is hydratante. Crème de soin hydratant sensation fraîcheur. And look, this is just an R, but no E. So now I'm not sure if I'm allowed, if you should pronounce that or not in French. I had French in high school, but I dropped it. I can study it and I can just learn things, but for some reason I had no intuition when it came to French. And German is closer to Dutch than French, so when I had to choose between the two languages after my first 3 years of high school, I chose German, and I still barely speak it. There's quite a bit of German knowledge that I have, kept around. I don't have to think about how to pronounce all the clinkers. Like you have the umlaut on many of the letters, so you pronounce them different with and without, and those have all just been ingrained in my brain, so that is helpful. And I do think that when I can speak calmly, when I've thought about it, I think my pronunciation of German is pretty decent. But a while ago I had to have a more spontaneous conversation, and I panic. I just panic. There are quite a few phrases that you say a lot. All the same stuff when you go to the supermarket or the restaurant or whatever. Last week I went out to an optiker. I wanted new glasses, and I asked the person in the store if he spoke English, and he said yes. And then I said in German that I wanted to practice my German, but that it was nice to know that he could speak English. And then he was like, well, if you want to practice your German, you're not gonna that's not going to work if we're speaking English, so then it will all be in German. And he did not speak a word of English to me after. My husband was with me, and you know, when we were discussing, when I was trying on glasses and we were discussing things, we did do that in Dutch because it's just easier. But he did pick up some of the things that we said, obviously, because Dutch and German are have quite a lot of stuff in common. There are just little things that trip me up sometimes. Sometimes the order of words is different. So if you say, it's nice to meet you, and then the words that you use are actually fairly similar in Dutch and German, but you have to switch them around. So you say in Dutch, leuk om je te leren kennen, and in German you say, I think I said nice. I did have to learn this for one of my courses. Now I'm trying to remember what the exact phrase was, but instead of leren kennen, you say kennen zu lernen. And that's the stuff that you do have to learn, because that does not come naturally for me. So sometimes it's very helpful that languages are close, and sometimes you are prone to very specific mistakes because of the language that you already speak. This is the last Nivea product in this video, I promise. But this is the deodorant I was talking about earlier. This just has a nice... Oh, it doesn't sound like anything anymore because there's nothing in here. But I really like the fact that it's just like a spritz instead of a pressurized can. I don't like the fumes in the morning. When my husband uses his deodorant, he just basically has to warn me beforehand. So I have a lip butter from the Body Shop here. Pink grapefruit, it says. And it says 8.9 grams, which is quite a bit of product because the regular, I think a stick is like 4, maybe 5 grams of product. So this is like twice as much, which would explain why I've never been able to finish one of these before it goes bad. There's another reason that it goes bad. That's because there's this big open container that you have to put your finger in, which is actually not very sanitary. The reason I had 2 of these is because when you have a Body Shop card, in your birthday month you get a €5 coupon. And guess what you can just buy for €5? One of these. So it's like this tiny little gift for yourself. It doesn't cost you anything. And I do actually like them. But just see how much product I still have in here. I think I used 75, maybe. No, 75, I think 3/4 or something. This has been used, but there's so much left. But it doesn't smell right anymore. And even worse is that it doesn't taste right anymore. So you really know you have to stop using it. So it's a real shame. So the way I use these, because I have long nails, is I use like my knuckle to scoop a little bit out. Because if you get it on your nails, that's just kind of yucky. I sadly don't have a body shop near me. There's one at Wien Mitte, but that's not very close to me, so... And I don't like cycling there because the route is bad. Like, if you want to go relatively straight, you have to go through a road that's a 50 kilometers road. It barely fits like 2 cars next to each other, so you have both lanes, but there's not a lot of room. There's tram tracks on the road, and there's no room for bicycles. So bicycles are allowed on the road technically, but cars can barely pass you. And if I have to go cycle parallel to tram tracks, that's just asking for trouble, in my opinion. Like, the width of a tram track is about the same as the width of your bicycle wheel, so you can actually get stuck in there and fall, which is just really dangerous. So crossing a tram track like perpendicular like that is fine, but I've always really hated it if it's in the same direction of which I'm cycling. So I could probably go there not through that main road, but that means that I have to go around with my bicycle, and I don't like to have to cycle a longer distance than I have to. I'm also not very familiar with the surroundings of Wien Mitte. It's a pretty big station. And Vienna is getting better at bicycle parking, but it's still not very great. And as a Dutch person, I really don't understand the bicycle parking that they provide because it's so inefficient with space. But I'll stop my rant about the cyclability of Vienna. I want to acknowledge and give them kudos. They are trying. And I do think that they have improved a bit in the 2 years that we've lived here. Like the bicycle parking at Wien Hauptbahnhof has gotten better recently. So that's really nice. So now I can actually cycle there, because beforehand I only wanted to walk there because I couldn't put my bike anywhere. But now there's actually places to park your bike, which means that it's way more attractive to go there by bike. You know, it's a nice walk from my house if you want to get your steps in for the day, but I don't always want to get my steps in. Sometimes I just want to go to the destination as fast as possible. I wonder if bicycles are not taking off as much in this city there's a lack of bike lanes and safe biking opportunities, and that's a big reason why many people don't cycle. But you can also like rent electrical scooters that are just everywhere. If you can easily rent that, then yeah, purchasing a bike is a pretty big investment. So, and many people living in Vienna that need to go everywhere every day usually also have a subscription to the public transit here, which is very good. But it is 350 euros a year per person. It means that you can travel for less than €1 a day, which is great if you travel every day. But we travel by public transport like on average 3 to 4 times per month, and then it's just not worth it. So we buy loose tickets every time, which is kind of a pain, but you know. This will be the last item, and I'm rambling about different things that are completely unrelated to the items. So I'm taking a long time, but I hope you guys don't mind. This is a Body Shop facial cream with SPF 50. And I bought this because it was like very much on sale. So usually this product is around 20 euros, and I bought it for like 6 or 7. I was ordering something in the online web shop, and I needed to reach the amount of money that the free shipping amount, you know. I'm sure we all have done that kind of stuff. So I just went to the sales section and I found this, and I was gonna go on skiing holiday not very long after, and when you're in the mountains in the snow you really need proper protection. I mean, I do also wear a helmet, which also means that you don't have the sun directly on your face, but you know, still. So it's officially just a day cream, I think. But I don't like to use this every day because it's too thick. I feel like it clogs up my pores. So I save this for days that I know I'm gonna be outside in the sun a lot, or like in the mountains or at the water, because when you're in like a boat or something, there's lots of reflection on the water. You need to really put on some decent sunscreen. And I'm actually gonna go on a very big holiday soon. I'm traveling to Japan for 2.5 weeks. So I am thinking of taking it with me there, because we'll be outside a lot there as well. And I think with the upload schedule I'm doing now, that the moment that this video goes live should be around the time that I land back in Vienna again. camera is being real annoying today. It just doesn't want to focus on my hands. It keeps focusing back on me, but I don't understand why. This is why autofocus can be a real pain. Well, this is gonna be it for this one. They keep getting longer and longer. But I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.